Hey resellers, thanks so much for tuning into today's video. This video is all about everything having a season. To everything there is a season. And I know oftentimes on eBay we can talk about listing whatever you have regardless of the season, especially since eBay is an international platform. Our summer is Australia's winter and vice versa. So there's always a buyer. You know, if a buyer is looking for a pair of shorts or a bikini in December and they don't live in a very humid or tropical climate, then where else are they going to go but online? So it's great to always have those options out there. But the reason I want to talk to you about listing seasonal items is you may have been storing up some items and now is the time to list them. Today we're going to talk about things that you need to be listing right now to get hot summer sales over on eBay. So check it out. In addition to talking about the items that you need to be listing right now, I'm going to show you guys a small haul of just 10 of the items that I picked up this past week to sell over on eBay. So I want you to stay tuned until the end. Let me know what you think about these items. Some of them I will list right away, and should I save some of them for a more seasonal time? Let me know in the comments below. Definitely like this video if you like this video. Consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. And if you turn on the bell notifications, YouTube is going to let you know every time I upload content. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Obviously, summer is swiftly approaching. Today is May 4th, and although we just had snow about 2 weeks ago here in Missouri, guys, it is hot, it is humid. I went for a run yesterday and it was the first really warm run of the year. It was about 80 degrees here yesterday, so a far cry from the snow that we had just received. So you have to be considering and thinking about warm weather. And what does that bring? That brings beach days, that brings days at the pool, swim, anything, lake, vacation days. So what are buyers looking for that lines up with that warm weather and that those water activities? Well, first of all, sunglasses. I have almost completely sold out of sunglasses that I bought over the winter. Retail Arbitrage, Walmart had marked them down to $1 a piece. I sell those on average about $10, $11. Some of them I even got $14 for, but I'd say on average about $10 with free shipping. It costs $3 to mail sunglasses to most areas via first class, 2 to 3 ounces. So yeah, there's a little bit of profit to be made on sunglasses. You may even be able to do some retail arbitrage with a Dollar Tree on sunglasses and find some for $1 there. So be looking for sunglasses because buyers are buying them, and I know that for a fact. Swimsuits. I have some swimsuits down here that a friend of mine gave me during cooler weather, and I have been hoarding them and decided I was going to wait to list them. They are Victoria's Secret swimsuits, and although I know they would have sold year round, I feel like now is when I'm going to get the most bang for my buck out of those. But you could look at it like, maybe could I have gotten more in December when there weren't so many listed? Supply and demand, the supply is very, very low in December, so that may help drive up your price, but the demand is higher now. So I am going to try to list those now while the demand is high. Another item that is selling like hotcakes over on eBay you may not consider: beach towels, pool towels. And I did a little bit of research over there, and let me tell you guys, my research isn't anything that you can't do on your own, but I always like to bring some education and research into these videos. So let me just tell you, I typed in beach towel, and then I filtered by sold, and then I filtered by condition used. And yesterday alone, that is May 3rd, and we're talking used beach towels, guys, because plenty of beach towels sold on eBay, but how many were used beach towels? Because in our business, we're selling more used goods than new. I feel like as a whole, we probably are. So have you passed up beach towels? Because 13 used beach towels sold yesterday alone over on eBay. So buyers are buying used beach towels. I would say in great condition, but truth be told, several of them were vintage and were even faded. So those are just the used beach towels that are selling on eBay. There were plenty of beach towels not used that were selling on eBay as well. Another thing that I wanted to research were pool toys. Okay, if beach towels are selling that well, if swimsuits are selling so well, how about pool toys? So I typed in pool toys, filtered by sold, and you guys, I stopped counting the number of pool toys that sold over on eBay yesterday, May 3rd. I stopped counting at 100, and there were still pages and pages left, at least 200 beach toys, or pool toys rather, anything with that keyword in the title, pool toys, sold yesterday over on eBay. And that's something that we're going to talk about is keywords, because you may have some listings right now that are stagnant or stale because you just don't have the right keywords, or they could be very seasonally appropriate right now, but you need to go revise those listings and insert some really good keywords. So let's talk about what some of those are. One thing that my husband brought up, you know, he and I were having a conversation about what all is selling over on eBay, because I like to get his perspective. Sometimes we can get in our heads as resellers what we need to be looking for, but he's not a reseller. He's just married to one. So I thought, what are you buying right now? He says barbecue stuff. Absolutely. Searching for barbecue things. It was all grill accessories, you guys. I am not trying to sell a new in-box barbecue grill, but if you are, go for it. Maybe try FedEx or pirate ship if you're going to be shipping something that large, and definitely consider doing calculated shipping. But on grill accessories, guys, there were a ton of grill accessories that sold, and what I searched for was BBQ. So if you have anything that's grilling related, definitely use BBQ as a keyword. 4th of July is coming up. It's gonna be here before you know it, guys. We are 60 days away. Well, we're 2 months away from the 4th of July. So how many items do you have in your store that are red, white, or blue, have stars, have stripes, maybe red and white stripes? Did you pick up some red and white striped stuff at Christmas that also could be used for the 4th of July? Think about what you have in your store that is, again, red, white, or blue, that you could insert the keyword 4th of July. Now, when I searched 4th of July, I used the number 4 and then TH. And eBay also brought up listings that were spelled out 4th of July. So I thought that was interesting that they would be willing to convert that number and letters. So you can just write 4th of July and save yourself some spaces in your title for other really good keywords. Items that sold that were 4th of July related, I cannot believe there were over 100 items yesterday on May 3rd that said 4th of July in the title, and many of them were very specifically 4th of July items. Over 100 yesterday. That's crazy, you guys. People are already thinking this far in advance. So what is it that they're thinking this far in advance about? It was decor. Lots and lots and lots of wreaths. So like wreaths for your front door, wreaths for interior, wreaths for lots of different places, but a decorative wreath. That was 4th of July. People were buying lots of 4th of July decor. They were buying clothing. That was probably number 1 on there, especially like kids clothing. You know, you want to do the family photo and like all the Old Navy flag shirts or things like that. You have that kind of stuff that you just haven't listed yet. My son actually just outgrew a flag shirt, so I need to get it put on there now. Clothing, shoes, even jewelry. I was kind of surprised at the amount of jewelry. So little flag earrings and star necklaces and things like that. Definitely get that stuff listed now and include 4th of July as a keyword, and go in and jazz up any of your listings that could be 4th of July appropriate with that keyword. With the warmer weather, we also need to be dressing cooler. So shorts, sandals, any type of running gear. You know, their races are happening again. As an ultra marathoner and a distance runner, I will tell you that a lot of races were canceled around the country, and they are happening now. So if you have anything running related, I know a lot of resellers love to source Hokas, love to source Ultras, Brooks. Those are all running shoes. Now, when you do source those, please recognize that a runner is not going to buy a pair of shoes that is really beat up on the bottom. One thing, and I feel like I could dedicate an entire video to running shoes specifically, and I was just talking about this. As a runner, you really want to retire a pair of running shoes after about 400 miles. I'm just going to say that as an average because the different shoe depends. But about 400 miles, you start to feel a little bit of pain. You might even get some shin splints from wearing those shoes, so you retire them. That doesn't mean that those shoes are beat up and ugly. They are oftentimes, the uppers are still very, very clean, but the sole of the shoe is so compressed, it's not going to be good for running. So when you pick up a pair of running shoes, and I have a shoe here as an example, when you pick up a pair of running shoes, this is actually in my haul, and you think, oh my gosh, the tread looks great on these. Look how good the tread looks here in comparison with here. You may think that this shoe looks brand new, and unless you know it to be new, do not advertise it as new, because I'm telling you, I have running shoes that have 400, 500 miles on them that look practically new on the upper, especially if I was road running in those and I did not take them out on a trail or anything. And guys, if as a runner, if I bought a pair of new or new without box or shoes that someone said worn once and I got them in and the sole was so compressed and you could tell by wear how many miles was really on there, that would absolutely be a return. So do not guess the condition, just say pre-owned. Don't act like you know how many miles was ran on the shoes. I'm just telling you that as a runner because I see it a lot with resellers picking up, especially Hokas that are so beat up on the bottom that no runner is going to touch those. I'm not saying that they won't sell. They will absolutely sell, but it's probably to someone that's not a runner. It's probably going to be to a nurse, to a cook, to someone that is on their feet all day long and needs that extra support and cushion that Hoka or Mizuno Wave Riders or something like that provides, but you're not selling those to runners. So the value is going to be decreased, not because of the wear, but because you're not selling them to their intended audience. Does that make sense? Oh, we went off on a shoe tangent. Let's get back to what to list now. The last thing that I'm going to mention is tote bags. Guys, I need to list this and get it. Keyword beach bag. So don't forget any type of a bag that you have listed, be it a straw purse or anything. If it would be appropriate to say beach bag, say beach bag. Beach bag is going to be something big. It's going to be something, this is nylon lined. The sand's not going to get in there. Definitely use keyword beach bag on something like this. This was actually given to me at the thrift store. This is the Lancome bag and they put my purchases in it one day and I was like, awesome, I should be able to get something for that on eBay. All right, let's see 10 items that I bought this past week. Now, I bought more than 10 items this past week and I have been doing awesome to list those items, taking my own advice from the last video, telling you guys to just like stop trying to cherry pick what you're listing and get your stuff listed. And I so appreciate your feedback from that last video. I feel like that last video really took off very, very well and I got immense response from that video from people that really kind of just appreciated the honesty and lack of sugarcoating why our stores fall asleep. It's because of what we did, right? So if you haven't checked out that video, after you watch this one and after you see this haul, definitely go back and check that out. But for now, let's see 10 items that I picked up this week and you guys can tell me what you think about them. All right, we will start out with the Brooks that I was just talking about because I want to talk to you guys about getting in a hurry at the thrift store. So I saw this pair of Brooks, and Brooks is a really good running shoe. It is. Brooks, Mizuno, Ultra, Hoka, a lot of the brands that we've already talked about. And I looked here and I thought, oh, okay, these are a 7.5. They are wide. These are the Brooks, let me tell you, GTS, the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 18, which you can usually find the model on the tag. Look around there. And then also it says GTS 18 here. So look everywhere on a pair of running shoes for what the model may be. I get them home and I was showing my husband, I was like, why is this pair more worn than this pair? Like, or why is this shoe more worn than this one? This one looks like someone never took it out. And this one looks like maybe they wore it, you know, 10 times or less. And I just can't imagine why this one is so clean. Did they clean this shoe and never clean this shoe? Like, what is going on here? Even the coloring here, you can see the difference. And I get ready to list these and I always want to take pictures of every tag. You guys know how I am. And I see that it says 7.5 and I already know that these are an 8 because I had looked at this tag. Yep, one's a 7.5 and one's an 8. So here's what happened. Girl ordered 2 different pair of shoes, never took one of them back, you know, obviously these fit and these didn't, probably donated both pair of shoes. The thrift store did not do their due diligence, as I did not, in pairing these up, and I picked them up and look guys, I have like a brand new shoe with this lightly worn shoe and I listed them like this. I'm gonna go back to that same thrift store and see if I can find the other pair, so I'll have 2 pair. But anyway, list those running shoes. I picked these up this week and I paid $4 for these, so that's a little higher than I would typically pay, but I just thought they were in such good condition. Next up, I went to a really cool yard sale, met a lady that had just moved down from a little south of St. Louis, well, really right next to St. Louis, and she had some cool Harley stuff. And I think the first thing that I actually found, I'll show you, the first thing I saw was this Harley Motorcycles tank top. and this is an extra large. I guess it would be unisex. It's probably ideal for men, but she wore it. And like I say, it's an extra large. This top is 100% cotton and made in the USA. Okay, I didn't even look to see. It's not single stitch or anything, but made in the USA, Harley Davidson. And she said I could have this for $1. I said, what other Harley stuff do you have? She said, well, I think the rest of the Harley shirts sold, but I have this Corvette one. And guys, I'm kind of thinking about cutting this off as a crop top and keeping it for myself for this summer. I just think this would be really pretty with a sports bra or a bralette or something underneath it. I don't own a Corvette and I'm not even a Chevy fan, but I think the shirt is really cool. And then she shows me this one, Hellenbach, I think is how you pronounce it. And I said, is that like motorcycles also? And she's like, sure. Here's on the back. These shirts go for around $20 a piece on eBay, and I picked them up for $1. And then she asked me, she says, so do you ride? And I said, absolutely not. No, I've never even been on a motorcycle. They're just, Harley stuff is really trendy right now. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm a poser. Because that was, I guess, the short answer. I could tell her Harley stuff is really in. And no, if I wear this, I'm totally a poser. It's just cool stuff. So $1 a shirt times 3, $20 should be able to sell them for. So $3 into $60 and then minus fees and things. And she said, oh, I have these riding gloves too. And I don't know if I should have got the gloves. She wanted $5. But when she picked this next thing up and told me she only wanted $5 for it, I was like, absolutely. This pair of leather Harley Davidson shorts, there we are. Leather shorts, you guys. Now these say size 10 and I am typically a size 10 and these were very tight. I would say they're an 8 at least, but these may be closer to being like a size 6. These were really tight because I can, like I say, I'm a 10, you know, between an 8 and a 10, and these were not working. So I was curious about the sizing on this because it says 38-10, so I didn't know if 38 was like the hip measurement, because 38 is definitely not a waist on a 10. A 10 is like a 30-31 inch waist. But on the back of these, they say Harley Davidson. So if you know anything about the sizing on Harley Davidson shorts, let me know. These look to be going for about $50, and the back of them is not leather where you would sit down. These are in incredibly good condition, and these are true vintage. So yeah, these look to be going for at least 50 bucks, and I paid $5. So that's my business model, 10 times my money. Guys, if you're not following me over on Instagram, definitely get over there because I was so excited when I found these, and that was the first place that I updated, and I called my husband to tell him about it. I walked into the same thrift store that I found the 2 pair of teaks, and what do you think I found? Another pair of teaks, also for $3. These ones are black. I sold the light blue pair already, and then here's the dark blue pair. So it was kind of hard to see if these were black or navy in the store, but since I have the navy pair here, you can definitely tell that they're navy, or that they're black rather. These are a size 8 also, and I have already listed these for, I want to say like $85 or $90 that I listed these teaks for. So really, really good condition. These did have a little bit more wear, but that's just a brand that I'm going to pick up every single time I find it. Even in very bad condition, very poor condition, they sell. They just sell for less money, obviously. This next item I got at that same yard sale. I have, yeah, just this. No, two things I'm going to tell you about that I got at that yard sale with the lady with the Harley and Corvette stuff. So I see this, and I'm like, what is this little, looks like a little mini tennis racket cover. And I unzip it because I'm like, what is this? I can tell it's leather. I can tell it has this brass zipper. If I see leather and brass together, it's vintage and I'm picking it up. And guys, it's this little pair of travel men's house shoes. How cool are these? I don't think he ever even wore these. The stickers are still on the bottom. And the guy that owned them was there. They were probably, I want to say, in their 80s. And she got tickled. The older lady got tickled and said, oh, he sold his house shoes. They sold me these little travel shoes for $1. I have them listed around $29.99 with shipping on top of that over on eBay. And that's about what they're going for, about $30 a pair. So if you see this was an item I had never seen before. Again, looked at it because I saw the leather and I saw the brass, knew it was vintage. And then you can see, you know, fonts obviously tell you a lot about age. These are made in Japan. Men's size large, 11, 12. I was looking at cameras that she had at that same yard sale, and it's just my personality to chit chat with people and talk people up, and she and I were really having a great time just having a conversation there at her yard sale about how she had just moved here and their family lived here, and the town that she's in, my husband actually just had a race in, so we were having a good conversation. And they didn't have prices marked on anything, so I would ask her every time I found something, hey, how much do you want for this, how much? And it's her and her parents are the older people that were in their 80s, that it's his slippers. So she would try to price stuff for them, and she had these cameras, and there was like an Olympus and a Polaroid and something else, and she said $25 for all three of them. And I didn't want to pull out my phone and check comps right then, and I'm not confident enough about cameras. And then so she said, I'm not even sure that the Polaroid works. I said, well, how much do you want for just the Polaroid? And I said, never mind, because I suddenly had this like epiphany and this I guess a memory come to mind about having looked up vintage Polaroid cameras in the past, and they weren't worth much, like $10 or less. So I didn't want her to tell me like $7 or even $5. I wouldn't be interested. And then I moved on to other things, and that's when I bought the slippers. Well, I was checking out, and I bought a few other things there, and she said, do you want that Polaroid camera? And I said, maybe I'll come back for it. I'll think about it, but I think I'm gonna pass. And she said, go get the Polaroid camera. You can have it. And I was like, well, let me pay you something for it. And she said, just take it. And I offered again to, you know, I feel bad not giving you something for it. And she said, just take the camera. So I just think that that is what the result of being a genuinely nice person. Tip here, okay? Just be a nice person. Tip is just be nice. So from just being nice and having a conversation with them, she wanted me to have this camera, and I think it's really cool, and I'm thinking about maybe adding it to the wall back here or something. It is super cool. It only comps out around $4, $5 plus shipping, so I was absolutely right, because I looked it up whenever I got home, and it just doesn't sell for much. So this is a cool little gadget here, gift from this lady. And I wanted to show you on these cameras how to operate everything. So if you see a Polaroid camera, just grab this on both sides and it pops right up. This is the shutter button, and then beside the shutter button there's a little door here, and you can push this door forward, and that is where you would actually load film. So those would be the components. If you do find one that's really cool, that you want to make sure that those work, that door swings open, and that you can open and close this fairly easily. So I will just keep this camera, and again, think it's really cool that she just gave it to me. The next three items all came from the same yard sale, and I couldn't believe how cheap everything was here. I wish that they had more quality things that I would have been interested in reselling, because they were selling stuff for like 10, 50 cents, 25 cents. I found this tiny little Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer book, and this was actually loaded up with a few other Christmas ornaments in a bag, and I thought, oh, that book actually opens. And you guys, how beautiful is this? Look at the drawings here. I'm not really sure. I think I'm gonna list this, but the more I look at the drawings, I just kind of want it to be on our tree downstairs is vintage Christmas ornaments, and I kind of want it to be on there. But this is Kurt Adler, you know, original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, beautiful little book. To sell this, I think there's one listed right now on eBay for $14.99. But is this an item that, should I list it now? Should I hang on to it? Should I list it now high and then just let it ride until Christmas? Or should I hang on to this and wait until about October to get this thing listed? Or even September maybe, when the supply is still low, but people are starting to think already about Christmas. Late September, early October, I feel like people are getting those feelings. So when would you list Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Another item that I found there at that same yard sale, they gave it to me for free. It is very, very seasonal. To everything there is a season, including Halloween buckets. Now, would I pick up just any Halloween bucket from any thrift store or yard sale? No, but I will pick these up every time. I want to show you guys what is important to look for. You can see, there you are, on the bottom there, that this says General Foam Plastics, Norfolk, Virginia, made in USA. So do a little research on blow molds. That would be a keyword here, blow mold, made in the USA. If you find a Halloween bucket or Halloween decor that is a plastic blow mold like this, and it's made in America, pick it up. Currently, I would probably get around $10 for this, but closer to Halloween, especially early, like August, September, I would say especially, I will get closer to $20 or more for these. I sold these before for $25. So this was free, something that you would absolutely walk right by in a thrift store or at a garage sale. But if they say made in America, pick it up. Even if it's vintage and it does not say made in America, I would personally pass it up. But these general foam plastics, made in America, pick it up. So I'll probably wait to actually list that Halloween bucket. But here's another item I found for 50 cents. This gorgeous mid-century salt and pepper shaker. Now these say New Orleans, Louisiana, and they have a few other little details on there. I'm confident you're not going to be able to see any of that. Maybe you can see on this one. Is very, very faint. These were 50 cents and I will probably only get $10 or $15 for these, but I thought they were so cool, and I hate to think if these were left at a yard sale left over that they would ever end up in the trash. So I thought these were beautiful. They are getting listed for, like I say, probably like $14.99 free shipping. Extremely lightweight. These probably weigh an ounce or two. And I will use keywords like MCM, mid-century modern, and Louisiana, obviously, Saint, things like this. And it says international trademark, New Orleans international trademark, and there's an S for salt and a P for pepper. These are super, super cute. Picked them up for 50 cents. The last item that I picked up, I want to show you guys this Coach bag. I have an entire video about how to authenticate Coach, and you need to check that out if you are going to be picking up Coach items. This one is very, very dirty. Look how dirty this is. She did not take really great care of this bag, but it has such an interesting print on it. I love this. And just a few things that I looked for in trying to authenticate this bag was that the rings were solid, that we have YKK zippers, and I unzipped it and checked the creed inside, checked for a serial number, checked to make sure that the satin was good and looked really nice on it. Again, if you're going to be sourcing Coach, you need to know what to look for, because if there is any one single brand that I have found more counterfeit than anything else in my reselling career or as a luxury collector, it is Coach. I find knockoff Coach every single week without fail. No Coach if you're going to buy it, because there are a lot of people that I've seen selling, oh yes, oh that's a real Coach. And it's not that they're lying to you, it's that they genuinely thought when they bought that it was a real Coach. And if you buy a large Coach bag from someone that claims that it's a real Coach and they're not a dealer, and you're spending $50 on it, if you're not used to spending $50 on a bag, you may think that that is a high price and there's no way it's not a real Coach. And you buy this leather purse that is wrapped in plastic, and there's just so many glaring things that should tell you that it's fake. When you go to sell that bag, you're going to sell it to the next person as authentic. This is why I hate counterfeit stuff. This is why I will not sell counterfeits in my store, because even if I sell it to someone and I say the item is not genuine, the item is a replica, the item is bootleg, these terms, they're just gussing up counterfeit, which is illegal. People that counterfeit items, you are funding hideous organizations that you otherwise would never fund. So for the sake of a $50 Gucci bag or a $20 Coach, please do not buy counterfeit bags. Make sure you know what you're selling, because once that item ends up on the secondhand market, Poshmark, eBay, so on and so forth, who knows who it's going to end up eventually being sold to. Even if you disclosed it as fake, it will get sold to someone eventually as genuine. So don't list fake stuff in your store, okay? So I bought this she sold this to me for $2. Like I say, it definitely needs some work. I don't know if I may even paint on this. I like to paint handbags, and this would be a pretty cool one to paint, because the fabric part is actually in pretty good condition. It's just the leather that she didn't really take very good care of it. So if you are going to paint bags, use a good leather paint. Use something that is for that. Angelus is a really good brand. I would have paid $2 just for this hang tag, because one of my Coach bags I actually collect different hang tags just to hang on there. So I would have paid $2 just for that. So really cool bag, $2. And that's the last thing that I wanted to show you guys in my haul. So tell me, what is it that you are listing and getting ready for hot summer sales? Drop a comment below, because there's probably things that I left out, and we can all learn so much from each other. I hope to read in the comments and be able to learn something from you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you. Remember, treat your business like your business.